We are working on this Frigidaire Top Load Washer. The customer says that it's out of balance. Welcome to DIY Repair Now. As always, go ahead and take all the precaution and disconnect the appliances to avoid electric shock. Again, we're going to be working on this Frigidaire Top Load Washer. The customer said that is banging and is out of balance. So today we're going to be replacing the shocks. After you remove the two screws, the top panel should release. We're gonna go ahead and put some black tape, some electrical tape to prevent the lead from keep bouncing on us and it's gonna hurt our head. This is kind of a switch that it tells you it stops the machine when it's banging, but it wasn't getting to that point. Now we have four shocks and we're gonna go ahead and start releasing these shocks and replacing for a new ones. This is the way you do it. You grab a vice grips to be able to grab the old shocks. If you want these shocks, there's going to be a link in the description of this video. And here we have all four shocks. They sell it singles. So if you want to get these parts, there is the part number and also a link on the description of this video if you want to replace them for new ones. And your washer is banging. This means that those springs inside of that white tubing are weak. Okay, this procedure is going to be a little bit different than other models. This is different than the Whirlpool or the Samsungs that we have done in the past. And we put in some grease on this side. We're grabbing the grease from the old shocks because the new one didn't bring any grease, and it looked like the old ones had some extra grease all over the place. And again, we put the vice grips, we fit in the shock, and then we put this white pieces that holds the shock in place. Now we're doing the second one, and you repeat the same procedure in every one of them. This is the way you do it. Just put the video in low speed if you want the video with more details. I'm trying to do this video kind of fast and quick, that way it's not boring on you guys. As you see, the new shocks are blue, the old ones are white. So we put in some grease from the old shocks to the new ones, just to have some lubrications, because again the new ones didn't bring any. This is the only shock that you have to like take a picture before you remove it, because it's some pressure tubing around it and I believe some wiring. So just take a picture before you remove this one, that way you see how you're going to put the new one back on. Remember that this washer has sharp edges, so when you do this, go ahead and make sure you grab the piece of the shock really good with the vice grips, and make sure you wear a long sleeves shirt, because it can cut your hand or you can scratch your hand on the sharp edges, or wear some long gloves to be able to do this repair. As you see, this is the old shocks, and replace it for a new ones. Again, this repair was kind of easy because we don't have to get underneath of the washer to be able to do this repair, but you have to be careful. I'm gonna keep repeating the same thing because, you know, I'm not responsible for anybody that gets hurt. This is just an educational video for people who are handy and know how to use these tools and try to save some money to do this repair, but it's on your own risk. As you see, that's how I remove the white ones, and the new ones, they are all blue. Apparently it looks like the ones in the back are blue and the ones in the front are white. That's the way it is. But once you go to the link on the description of the video, you'll be able to get the parts right there. Now we're doing the two in the front. And this is how you grab it really good with the vice grips. I'm gonna keep saying, be careful with those sharp edges and wear long-sleeved shirt or long gloves. That way you don't scratch yourself while you're doing this repair. If you have somebody to help you, that would be great. In my case, I'm doing this by myself. While I was doing this repair, I noticed that there was a little bit of waters getting out of this corner. So I decided to put some silicone because it was not much. It just looked like maybe the gasket was kind of letting a little bit of water slipping out. So no big deal. I put some silicone. So if you doing this repair and you see a little bit of residual of water or marks of water getting out of this area, just go ahead and put a little bit of silicone, because the customer didn't even complain about that. This is just me trying to make sure this is not gonna leak any water. And as you see right now, I'm putting the top panel in place. Just align the screws. You have to come to the front and then you push it back. Remove the tape that is holding the lid. And at this point, we're pretty much done. We just have to secure this top panel in place. Again, once you put it down, you have to push it back and make the back screws reach on the back to be able to install the two Phillips screws. See, if you have to, you like bang it and push it back in place. Just do it, but just make sure don't hurt yourself. As you see right now, I'm gonna go ahead and put the Phillips screws, and also the screws gonna help the top panel to go back and track, as you see right there. Once I put the screw, it helps the top panel to go back in place as well. Now we're gonna do the one on the right. And as you see, everything, it looks good now. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove this top panel just to make sure everything else is fine. You don't necessarily have to do this, or if you think removing this back panel will help you to do those shocks in the back, go ahead and do it this way. Now I'm just removing this panel because I just want to make sure everything else over here is good. Make sure the shocks are in place the way it's supposed to, and this tubing is fine. Make sure there's no leaks there or anything like that. This is just an inspection, but you can also help yourself to put those shocks in place. Maybe that will be easier for you to do the ones in the back. Now we're gonna go ahead and put the screws that holds the back panel. And we're pretty much done. This panel is held by 6 Phillips screws. And this is good because not a lot of washers bring this, not a lot of top load washers bring this back panel on the back. So that's kind of nice and good. All right. Now we put the washer in place. Go ahead and fix the dryer in place as well. And now we just have to turn it on and make sure everything works. At the time that we upload this video, it's been about 2 or 3 months and we didn't receive any complaints from the customer. So this repair was a success. So you know, if your washer is banging or is out of balance, you already know what to do. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.